which gives me a chance to put out my opinion. Yep. On my tab, I listed Drill Baby Drill. What I'm talking about, U.S. leads global crude oil productions for 6 straight years, says EIA, whoever that is, environmental. I don't know who that is. Well, I'm glad we're able to do that with all the cutbacks that the Biden administration has put in. The lines cut off, and Alaska, you can't get up there to that beautiful oil. My opinion now is that when Donald Trump gets to be president again, he's going to go at this oil. And think about this. The Biden administration got rid of all the, dumped a lot of the reserve. And reserve oil is supposed to be in times of dire need. So, for example, a war and things of this nature. So I hope that President Trump puts enough of oil out there on the market that will depress the prices, bring them back down so we can afford to go to work or go to 7-Eleven, buy a few things. But if the oil goes back down like it was before, I hope he buys it up at a bargain basement price. You got to have oil. I know everybody thinks that it'd be nice if sunshine wind could give us everything we need. And I'm on solar, and I like having it. I mean, we use electric in about a 2,400-foot house, counting upstairs and downstairs. And there's a place for it, but I'm in Arizona where we have an abundance of sunshine. When I was on the East Coast, sometimes it would rain for 4 or 5 days in a row. But there's a place for sunshine, and there's a place for this that will help lower costs. This, again, the economy, the administration is saying there's nothing wrong with the economy and that we're doing great. That's what the communists always tell people. It's going to be better next year, so stick with us. Well, here's an example of something that's not going too good. Tyson Foods to close pork plant in Iowa, and it will sack 1,200 workers. Now, 1,200 workers in a small town, a small state, that's a hurting. Especially if you're one of the 1,200. You know, I like the old adage, recession is when your neighbor's out of job, and depression is when I'm out of job. Isn't that the way it works? Let's adjust this a little bit here. Yeah, let's see. Here we go. China gives warning on Vietnam, Australia strategy relationship. China is becoming a pain in the ass, excuse my French, and very belligerent, and they haven't even went to war yet. Now here it goes, another case that the Biden administration, they don't know what's going on. They don't even learn from their mistakes. Most people learn from their mistakes. President Biden promotes top staffers involved in classified documents bundle with 24 hours of special counsel damning report. In other words, those staffers got blamed for those documents that he's had for 30, 40 years. And then he promotes them. I wonder if that's so that the guy keeps his mouth shut and don't roll over on the president. Here's another one. This article came out of Arizona. It's a nightmare. Squatters torment homeowners across the state. Well, I'm in a small area. I don't think we're having that up here, but down in, I'm sure, Phoenix and Tucson, you know, you work hard 30 years to pay for a house with a few acres of ground or perhaps a farm. You got a right that people don't come and just sit on your property, sleep on it, destroy it without being invited. Now, here goes, sitting back, Fanny Willis. It's really not news anymore. if there has ever been a situation that's like as the world turns or Dynasty, one of those other soap operas, this is it. Uh, what the judge ruled is that there was a lot of misconduct. Um, he really labeled their conduct quite bad, suggesting they were lying. But give them a choice. One or two of them have to step down, and some of the charges was dropped. Um, the judge is being criticized. What the judge is up for re-election, theoretically, that is not should not be part of the decision. But imagine he likes the job. He's in an African American district. He's in an African American liberal area, and he's white, so he's got a rough road to hoe. But still, I think the whole thing should have been thrown out. The election is going to be in 8 months. Let the American people. What's wrong with us deciding who's going to run our government? I don't see anything wrong with you and me making that decision. Now, I got a thing on Sandra Day O'Connor on my YouTube site, which is Cowboy Ron 22. I did a story on her some time ago, and she's one of my heroes in life, and especially she was a cowgirl. She lived on a ranch in New Mexico. They basically went from I-10 to I-40, 199,000 acres of ground. That's a lot of real estate. Let's see. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints purchased property near 192nd Avenue in West CAMAS for $8.25 million. I think they're going to build a temple. I don't know exactly. Here's one. U.S. Supreme Court decides to interview in a lawsuit over West Texas A&M drag show. If I remember correctly, the dean or principal would not let them have it last year. And so since the court will not hear the case of the opposing party, the dean can do that again this year. Well, it costs a lot of money to send kids to college, what, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a year. You send them there to learn how to participate in drag shows. I fail to see where there's a return on investment on that money. Now, here's another case of the economy having it a little bit hard. Illinois trucking company with 171 drivers file for bankruptcy. Maybe they'll be able to reorganize and stay in business. My experience with truck driving when I was with Swift, we had, I think, about 16,000 or 20,000 drivers, 16,000 trucks, or vice versa. When I drove for buses, we only had about 25 or 30 in each company. Here's some of Fanny Willis's people saying that the Judge Scott vindicated them. He didn't vindicate him. He's going to let her die of a slow death. I mean, the Georgia legislators are trying to investigate this. And I believe the more they investigate, the more they're going to find. Some people on the liberal side say there's only smoke. Well, if you believe that, I would say to you there's enough of smoke there to give a buzzard emphysema. Oh, yeah. Cowboy Ron responds to Senator Schumer's call for Israel to have a new elections. In other words, they want to get rid of Prime Minister there. The Obama administration, this is Biden as is just an extension of Obama. Spent lots of money trying to get rid of BB. Their people were killed, and they don't want it to happen again, so they're going to clean that mess up over there. I don't think the Biden administration should be telling other governments how to run their country. If they want to do anything, I think maybe they would ask the Prime Minister of Israel how we could run our country a little bit. We had all the military hardware stolen from us when we left Afghanistan, billions and billions of dollars. We couldn't even get out of there without getting 13 of our finest killed. So we don't need to be going over telling people what to do. We need to learn how to run. We need to learn how to take care of our own house. And right now, it's United States of America is a freight train without brakes at high speed, and the engineer is off someplace buying ice cream. Philippines receive over $1 billion investments from U.S. companies, so at least their economy is moving along. Let's see what else we got here. On my news site, I mentioned yesterday when I talked about it was coming on news today. I talked about my new blog site, which is for now, the name is Cowboy Ron news.blog, and I was showing you the different categories. Some of them, they have subcategories. For example, news, following news might be a little arrow, and take you to money. Another little arrow will take you on down to church news, followed by Mormon news, followed by Catholic, Baptist. The reason I have to do this drop down so I get there's not enough room to put everything on there. I put a lot of songs on that news site, old songs, Old Shep, Irene Goodnight. Well, I think that's about it. I thought I had another page here, but this will be good tonight. Let's do this a little bit more often. There's going to be a lot of news breaking. Were they going to be able to keep Trump from running? I don't think so. Trump is picking up new people coming over into the GOP camp. I mean, more African Americans, more Spanish, and people have to eat. And with the Biden administration, this is not certain that we're going to be eating for a long time. So I'd like to say good night, and please come back. Thank you very much. Happy trails.